Well, the Suncoast is known for collaborating on projects with Hollywood producers and directors, and a new project is being led by a Sarasota native. Writer and director Dan Myrick is one of the most profitable independent film directors of all time, and he is back on the Suncoast with a camera in hand. Welcome, Dan.
Great to be here.
Oh, we're honored to have you.
So most
Thank you.
everyone is familiar with your work because you are known for co-writing and co-directing the film The Blair Witch Project.
That's right.
Which scared many of us.
Oh, yes, it did. That was the scariest movie I've ever seen.
Really? Well, that's good to hear. I'm sorry about that, but it's good to hear.
You also, that kind of kicked off a whole genre, but before we get into that, tell us a little bit about, with a modest budget, that was a huge box office success. Did you know that you had, lightning in a bottle?
No, I mean, my directing partner, Ed Sanchez, and I, we wanted to do something that was really scary. We were sort of frustrated that films of the day weren't really kind of scary, so we wanted to do something that was genuinely scary. And we were, poor, had no money, and we said, this is like the easiest movie for us to do. So we said, let's do that Woods movie. And next thing you know it, our producer, Greg Hale, got on board, gave us some money to get started, and we were off to the races. So it was a lot of fun.
And for people who maybe have not seen the movie, first of all, where have they been? But
yes.
It follows three documentary filmmakers
Right.
into the woods to check out an urban legend, and what we're watching is the footage that was discovered later.
Yeah, the conceit is that we were a production company that got our hands on the rights to that found footage, and the movie was about what was on that footage. And all of it, of course, is fiction, but yeah, that was the basic premise, and it was a lot of fun shooting it with the actors, and we spent 8 days out in the Maryland woods and ran around and had a good time with it, but it was fun.
I have to tell you, at risk of embarrassing my stepmother, she saw the film, was terrified, and then 6 months later said, I just feel so bad for those kids that were never found. And I said, you know that's a fictional movie.
Yeah, they were actors, right, yeah.
So that did start a whole subgenre. Tell us what it's called.
Well, I mean, they dubbed it like the found footage genre, but I see it more as a style of shooting, more so than a genre. I mean, the horror genre is really what we were in, but I think Blair Witch, we didn't really invent it. We just sort of popularized that approach, and I think somebody would have done inevitably. We just happened to do it at the right time, and reality programming was kind of coming into its own, and the internet was sort of kind of on the rise, so we just sort of hit it at the right time. So much of it is that, it's just timing. And
we now see that style in so many movies now, and even in TV production we see a little more of that, the camera's able to move a little bit, and I think it's, a credit to your work. I mean, I love that style. I love the freedom it gives the actors. I love improvising. It's that method approach has always been a lot of fun and very freeing creatively, so we're incorporating a lot of that on this new movie we're doing, so I like that style. So tell us about the new film that you're doing. Tell us about Skyman. Well, Skyman is sort of taking a page from the Blair book in a way. It's kind of getting back to my roots of minimalist shooting and factor fiction a little bit, and we're going with a basic premise kind of inspired by ufology and back in the 70s when I was growing up, and about this guy, Carl Merriweather, who claims he saw an alien out in the desert in Apple Valley, California when he was 10, and now he's going back 30 years later to reunite with this alien, and we're going to document the whole process.
Oh, this sounds good.
Yeah. So you mentioned, when you were growing up, that type of genre, you were inspired. You actually grew up here on the Suncoast. Yeah, Lombok Key, born and raised, and was born at Bradenton Hospital, and yeah, I've got lots of family and friends here and love it out here. And we're shooting some scenes here tomorrow, and should be a lot of fun, but I always like coming back here to the Sunshine State and doing stuff, because it's just, I have a lot of great memories here.
We love to see ourselves in movies, too.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
we welcome you.
Yeah.
I have to ask, because we were talking to Tony earlier about how all of the growth that has happened here, and one of the things that has made him stay here, were you surprised to see that this little fishing town has had so much growth? I mean, it's a beautiful area, and it has so much culture, and everything from Oslo to Van Weetzel. I mean, we have a long history with Ringling as a creative community. And I take great pride in being from that. So I like any opportunity to come back and shoot here and work with the creative people and professionals, when I get a chance. So yeah, it's a great place to shoot. And I went to film school in Orlando, just up the street, and
And it's always been a great place to shoot projects. And you know, weather's good all year round, pretty much, and it's hard not to like it.
And as a filmmaker, part of your trip coming home is I understand you're going to be scouting some locations for maybe possible collaboration.
Yeah, we've got a lot of things on the docket right now to scout locations. We're shooting some stuff here tomorrow for the movie, and there's a lot of archival footage we're shooting, which is, you know, basically fake 80s segments from the movie that are setting up the film and our main character. So I love doing that sort of thing. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, it's we're collaborating a lot in that whole process, and everyone, you know, crew and everyone's producer Joe Restaino is here from Tampa, so it's all local crew right now, so it's great.
That's great, and it's great for the Suncoast. I understand that Skyman is part of is it a 3-picture deal that you may have?
Yeah, it's part of a 3-picture arrangement we have with iHorror.com, and we just kind of did the press release on that a few weeks ago. And you know, they are sort of, you know, Anthony and William there that are running iHorror.com are very much in that online space, distribution, horror genre. That whole subculture is rabid fan base, and I love those guys. So we've teamed up with them on the marketing side, us on the production side. And we're making this first movie, Skyman, and we've got 2 others that we want to do as well. So that should be a lot of fun.
Oh,
and
that's
that gives us a real reach in the marketing side, which is great.
Sure, and allows you, I would imagine, to be able to be a little, you know, you can focus on the creative because you know that you've got the next.
Yeah, I mean, there's
picture.
so much incumbent on filmmakers now that you have to like be an all-in-one guy. You have to be a distributor and a marketer and all this. And when you've got someone that already knows that space as well as they do, and I can focus on the creative, just being, you know, story and character and directing, then that takes a lot of weight off of me, and I don't have to be a guy of many hats.
Yeah, it should make for a better movie.
Well, one would think, right? So now I have no excuse.
So we're excited. Actually, we here at ABC7 will be collaborating with you over the weekend. We're going to be shooting some of the scenes right here. Yep. And I have to say, even though Linda did not get a part in the movie, she is probably one of your biggest fans as far as she loves horror movies.
Yes, I do. And I have to tell you that I was interviewing a serial killer just before his execution, and he said,
this is for real?
For real, Danny Rowling. And
awesome.
and he said, I mentioned horror movies, and he said, did you see Blair Witch Project? That's the scariest thing
crazy.
I've
That's
ever
weird.
seen.
That's awesome.
So you scare everybody with your
Even
movies.
serial killers. Okay, that's a first. That's awesome.
So that right there is a huge accolade, I would say.
Yeah. I guess now I measure up. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Well, very exciting stuff. We're so glad that you are back here on the Suncoast. For more information on Skyman's production, you can visit skymanthemovie.com. You can also follow them on Facebook. And actually tonight, you can see a screening of the Blair Witch Project at the Tampa Theater. That scary movie has a lot of plays still in it.